Hi, how are you? Good to see you today. I'm out in nature and it's beautiful. I'm gonna give you a tour of what I like to pack when I go plein air painting. And so if you ever want to come with me on one of my retreats or just head out by yourself, this is what I like to have in my pack. You can get an idea of what my favorite practices are. First, sunscreen. I'm very fair, but even if you're not, you can get sunburn or cause skin damage. So especially if you're in a place that doesn't have a lot of shade, make sure and slather up the sunscreen. And then I like to also have a hat, and this is my painting hat. It's got paint on it. I also like to have a long sleeve, lightweight shirt so that I don't have to worry about reapplying so much. I can wear the shirt and it breathes and it's fine. Can you see my face? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take you through some of my supplies. So here's the easel. It's a backpacking easel by Mabef. And up here, you can see, here is the size. It all folds down into about the size of this tray right here. It does have a drawer that pulls out. And this is where I rest my palette and water when I paint. And there are lots of ways to adjust the height. Right now I have a 11 by 14 canvas panel on my easel. This is a great board for practicing or going out in the field because it's so thin. And you can carry a few of them in your pack. Here's what the back looks like. So if you have a second one that's wrapped and has the saran wrap on it, you can flip it over and use this as a palette and put your paint right on here, and then when you're done you can remove the paint from the palette. Nice easy cleanup by just taking the plastic wrap off. Another option is a stretched canvas. This isn't as thin, and that's an option that you might consider as well. Okay, so now that my palette and canvas are set up, I brought out a container for water. I haven't put water in it yet, but it just nicely fits right in there. And then down here, I keep my brushes. This is my stand, and it folds up into a little book, which I like. So it just folds right up like that. There's a drawstring here, and then I can access all of my brushes. I like to have at least a 3/4 of an inch, if not 1 inch, flat brush. And these are really broad one way, but then they're nice and narrow the other way. So that's a good one to have. It allows you to cover a good amount of area at a time. And then I just move down the line with sizes of flat brushes until I get all the way down to about a 2. Actually, this might be a 4. Brights are a flat brush that's shorter. I think they have a little bit more control. So I'm not too worried about whether it's a flat or a bright, but you at least want different widths. There's my filbert. Filbert brushes are flat one way and rounded and kind of broad the other. So that's a filbert. That allows me to do some softer foliage. This is a round brush, and these are round brushes here. Pretty tiny. This is for little tiny detail work. So that's brushes. Next, I bring a couple different kinds of water. One is Brita water for drinking. The other one is out of the tap for filling up my water container. And then I like to have a snack. That's a granola bar, and I bring a beach towel just to sit on because I don't bring a folding chair. But I also keep a different towel. This is my rag, and this is for cleaning off my brush when there's too much water on my brush. It also helps for dipping in the water and cleaning off some unwanted brush stroke. as long as the paint's wet, you can wipe it off with a rag. So here we have paints. This row is the paints, these are the ones that I always bring out. I have chromium green oxide. This is yellow ochre. I had a little spill there. That's why I ask all my students to bring their paints in a Ziploc or grocery, like a plastic grocery bag, so that it doesn't spill all over your bag. So here's a Payne's Gray. It's actually a nice navy blue. It's not very gray, and it's one of my favorite colors. And burnt sienna. Very nice. Okay, titanium white, I recommend you bring the 4 ounce. Okay, so this is a 4 ounce. You can see there on the bottom row, it says 4 ounces. Titanium white we use a lot of. It's really nice and opaque, and we mix it in with a lot of the color mixing for tinting and creating those big highlights. So I would recommend bringing a larger size, this size of the titanium white. These you could bring a 1 ounce. This you could bring a 1 ounce for all of the colors, but for the white we use it with every mixture almost, so you want to bring more of that. Here's some bonus colors that I really like to have. Teal is a good one, especially for oceans and water. Ultramarine blue, it's a nice primary blue, great for mixing. And then the cadmiums, I bring a cadmium red medium hue, and I bring a yellow, cadmium yellow medium hue. Okay? And then I like to have golden open medium. This is a slow drying acrylic medium. It's the matte finish. And so anytime you see open on any of the golden products, it means that it's slow drying. And I don't want all my paints to be slow drying because I do like fast drying for layering, but sometimes when I'm outside, especially if it's warm, things dry up a little bit too quickly versus the studio. So I like to have this on hand to mix in to my paint mixtures, and it it makes a happy medium. Haha, get it? Happy medium. It makes a happy medium of drying time between slow and fast. And then I do like to have just a spray bottle of water, just something small like this, and then you can just do a light misting over your palette every once in a while if things are drying out too fast. This is a brush cleaner. You can clean your brushes with this on site and not have to rinse them, and you can just wrap them up with the soap in the bristles, and that way you can go back to a sink and wash them out. There's not always a sink on hand, of course, in nature. So this is a nice one. And it'll also condition the bristles as well as cleaning them. Okay. Next, I bring a roll of blue painter's tape. And this is really nice to have over on your palette. Maybe a breeze kicks up and you can just tape it down so that the breeze doesn't carry your palette away. I've been in situations where we've taped umbrellas to the top of our easels because it started drizzling. So this is a really nice thing to have. Also, I like to have my pocket guide to color mixing, and this has a gray scale inside so that I can check my values. So values are an important part of painting. I can hold up my value guide to see how dark I need to make a color or how light. I bring this with me on my retreat, so you don't have to have one of your own. You can borrow mine, but if you would like to, you can bring one for yourself. So this is optional. What I really like everyone to have are a couple of pencils that are sharpened. I say 2 because if you get out and the lead or the graphite, broke off of your pencil, then you'd be a little bit screwed unless you also bring a pencil sharpener. So either bring a sharpener or bring 2 pencils that are sharpened, and that way you'll be ready to plot out your composition nicely.